Fill up your tank if you're in need of encouragement and motivation.
Hey, everybody. This is Joshua Lenox, Inspiration Station. This is where we upsize in 2025. Y'all, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I want to just welcome all of you in. I can't see all of you at the moment are coming in, but I just hope that when you come in, just to start, type in the comments something like "Good evening" or "Hello, I'm glad to be here." Let me know how your day has even been. I just want to kind of take my time because, again, I don't want to rush and nobody's in here yet or whatnot. But I just feel like all of y'all are just piling on in here one by one. This is going to be something so exciting. I'm not going to be before you too long because this is just an introduction. I'm going to really get into some things and really rent some things out for you, and just kind of welcome you into what I'm doing now. And I hope that you do the same. I see one comment. Glad to hear. All right, come on, let's go. Keep them coming on in. Let me know y'all are here. In here. So on this good old Friday, March the 14th. I don't know about anybody else, but I just feel like the year already, we were in month 3, but I feel like the year has just been in a rush. They're in a rush. It's in a rush to get somewhere. And it was like that last year, but I don't know. Some people say January was slow and dragging out, but I really feel like I think 2025 is on a mission and it's got somewhere to be. All right. Hello. Come on in, y'all. I see y'all. Come on. Let me know how your day has been. Has everybody's day been good so far? Is it been great? Do you feel like it is some things that you wish could have been better or you know that will be better for you before we get started? One other thing while we're kind of getting ready, I want to say, y'all, I'm so glad that it's starting to be lighter, longer in the days. It's not pitch black at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm a person who loves to go run and go walk and stuff like that. And usually I haven't been able to do anything because when I get off from work, it's already pitch black. So, but yeah, y'all come on in. I'm gonna get started in just a minute because again, as we're watching live right now, well, I see that this week was rough, but you made it. Praise God. Yes, you did. You made it through, and it's gonna be even better than what it was. And maybe it wasn't so rough. Maybe we just kind of reframe that by saying that it was rough, but I learned something out of it. Again, it was something that was challenging, but I was challenged by something different or new or whatever that might be. But at the same time, I like how you said I made it. All right, time doesn't wait. We are upside. That's right. We are upsizing in 2025 all day, every day, nonstop, no matter what. Y'all remember going to like McDonald's and stuff as kids? And I don't know about any of y'all. I'm not trying to tell on my age, but I remember when I was a kid, going to McDonald's was a privilege. It was not something that you just did all the time. It was like a Friday night type of thing. You know, I was one of those people who was raised, can we go to McDonald's? Can we go to McDonald's? It's like you can make you a sandwich in there, get you a sandwich and you better think of it as a Big Mac or a double quarter pound or whatever it is. But yes, think about when they have you could upsize things. You can get things from the large to bigger than that, and even get your cup size larger. You just say I want to upsize or whatnot. And I think that's the kind of mentality we should all have. Is that where we are right now? That does not mean that's where we're going to stay. We always want to go higher. We want to go bigger. We want to go greater because that is what we were put here to do. We're not just put here to be mundane and things just to remain the same. We always want to think higher and greater and bigger than what we've ever experienced. So yeah, this year has been great so far. So many great progressions. I love to hear that. Sounds like somebody's really bringing in a positive mindset, which again, this is what we're all about, even here, right here at the Inspiration Station. I'm not going to let the time belabor us. 2025 is moving very fast. I hear that, Miss Scott. 2025 is moving very fast. That's what I say. But I think that also should mirror that should be moving very fast in whatever we're doing and who we are and who we're not just who we are at the moment, but who we're also becoming. So I like that. I think I'm gonna have to take that. 2025 is moving very fast. That might turn into an Inspiration Station or a Joshology at some point. 2025 is moving very fast, and so are we. So Anybody else? I know I'm on 4 different platforms. I want to say hello to everybody. I can't see everybody, but I know I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also LinkedIn. So I'm so excited about this, y'all. I can't wait to dive into what I want to talk about today. Again, this is just literally an introduction. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm not gonna rinse too much stuff out today, but I definitely want to get started. And you know, you cannot leave my presence or leave without me talking to you, and I'm not gonna leave you with some level of nugget or something to run along with and take you on throughout the weekend. So, if nothing else, actually, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Right now, I hope again that everybody has had an amazing day and continues to have one, y'all, because it's still going forward. And again, it's light outside. And another reason why I don't want to hold you too long is I want to get outside before it's pitch black, and for a change. Excuse me. One quick thing I want to say is that I don't, for some reason, too, with this microphone, I feel like I'm some DJ or something. I'm about to say, yeah, it's Jay Lenox on the ones and twos for some strange reason. I know y'all pray for me, but anyway, but some of y'all don't know I actually can rap. I actually can rap, and I'm actually pretty good at it. And some of y'all are probably laughing, or you're probably scratching your head or whatever. But don't hate on me. I can rap. That's a hidden talent that none of y'all know about. I'm a great rapper. What I mean is that I'm a great gift rapper, Christmas present rapper, stuff like that. Yeah, and I hear y'all laughing, and that's fine. Laugh it up. But yeah, I'm a great rapper. I didn't say what kind of rapper, so the joke is on you. But anyway, what is the inspiration station? And if you've been following me for some time, even over the last few years, I've always put out videos. It's been every day, Monday through Friday here since the year started. And I think a little bit further back. But for years, I would make videos, but they were not consistent. It was just every now and then. And I would say, this is the Joshua Lenox Inspiration Station. And I want to kind of give a little bit of background because some people have even asked me, they've been like, what is the Inspiration Station? I mean, I love everything that you say, Josh. I love the wisdom you have. I love the encouragement, the motivation you have. And I'm just like, I don't think I've ever told anybody really where that comes from. So what I want to do is take a moment and just kind of answer what the inspiration station is. First of all, I think in let's see, back in 1943, I believe it was. That was a good year, 1943. But no, back in 2012, actually, when I was pursuing my first master's pastoral counseling at Liberty University, shout out to them. I actually was in a class that assignment was to ask the people that know you whether they know you very, very intimately or whether they've had some level of connection with you or any kind. They wanted us to ask them when they hear our names, what do they think about first? And I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous because I'm like, wait a minute, some people might say something that I don't want to hear. There might be a situation. But anyway, one of the things I'm going down the list, and I remember getting emails back and getting DMs back and getting text messages back. And I wanted to notate everything because I had to, because it was an assignment for class. And I came across this in a specific person that told me this. I literally, just kind of my eyes got like, a deer in headlights, like the inspiration station, like it's got a ring to it. So I wanted to ask them, I was like, where did this come from? What is this? What is the inspiration station? What makes you think of that when you hear my name? I mean, I'm honored, definitely, because it sounds like a positive thing. And they immediately told me that anytime that they get anything from me, I've always sent out encouraging messages. I'm going to get into that in just a second, but I've always sent out encouraging messages for several years. And they told me every time they get something from me, they feel inspired. So it's almost like they felt like I was a radio station with a certain frequencies or something. Like I had certain channels where I just knew what they needed. So when I would send them messages, I do remember they always would tell me, it's almost like you knew exactly what I needed to hear. Like, how did you know that? Like, are you, creeping in my closet or something? Do you have a camera in my house? And, just jokingly, but that's what that stemmed from. And I was kind of like, that has a ring to it, but I kind of tucked it away after that. And I didn't think about it at all until maybe about 10 years later when I was like, I probably need to put something to that. I said, the inspiration station and the whole thing about frequency and, having different parts of myself that can be sending out certain things to people, frequencies in the air to people, kind of really thinking of myself like a radio station in a sense, I guess. And this is where this comes from. And I started to do some videos saying that frequently at the beginning. I was like, this kind of has a thing to it. So let's keep it moving. So let's keep this going. And so I've never been a person to think that I was going to have, I guess I won't say never. I'll just say that people would tell me when podcasts started to become a little podcast or even doing just videos, people would tell me, I think you're going to do something like that one day. And I was like, oh, no, not me. I don't think that that's me. I think that's not my lane. I think that I'm just ready to support anyone else who does that and tune in and share and do things of that nature. But I don't think that's my thing. But as we can see today on March the 14th, I'm before you. And I think that this is going to be a great thing. And also, the inspiration station is not just Joshua Lenox. The inspiration station is you too. The inspiration is you too. Can anybody, just while you watching me, just type in the comments and just say, I am an inspiration too. And you know why I know that that's very true? Because many of you, again, have been through so many challenges, have been through so many things, and you've accomplished a lot of things. You had great success, and you don't even realize how many people you really impact, and not just impact from a distance. Up close and personal, but also from a distance. You should be an inspiration to yourself to realize that you have made it in this journey of your life this far. And actually to know that you really do matter. So again, it's not just also we being the inspiration of who we are, but it's also what we do. I remember thinking about as a kid of loving to watch certain people on television, certain performers, celebrities, artists, people who were actors, singers, dancers, and I would be glued to the TV screen and I just could not move. It's almost like they made me think about things. They made me dream. They made me want to so much be them, but they stirred up things within me to want to do. So I believe the same thing is for all of us. There's some things about you that cause other people to want to influence others or to do what's inside of them, whatever gifts, whatever talents, whatever skills, whatever the abilities they have. And it's because of you and also your life. So let's not forget that, because sometimes it's so, well, I don't know how I inspire anybody because I don't do nothing. Yeah, and as on Maury, as they say, the DNA test says that's a lie. Well, Joshua Lennox says that's a lie. Another part of this I want to say is just a quick little vulnerable moment for me is that I was a person to never want to really talk and have the spotlight on me and have to talk. That's not something I wanted to do. Even though I have always been a singer, always been an actor, always been a person. I had capacities where I had to speak, but it was almost like with like speech teams and debate teams, and again, I get to be another character, so that was easy. Or speaking before people about stuff, recruiting people, doing things like that. I've had to do it, but it was in a capacity where it was needed, in a sense where somebody was having a demand on me, but never would I volunteer to do that. And the reason why that's the case is that growing up, a lot of times people would always tell me a lot of times my peers, family members, friends, anything that you could think of would tell me you too loud, you doing too much, you too excited, you too loud. So after years of that, early in my life, if you gave me a microphone to sing, I was give it everything I had. If you gave me a microphone to say a monologue or act out a skit or do anything like that before crowds of people, I would do it without fail. But just to speak from a personal space or that, or even to empower people or reach people, I just was not going to do it because I felt like, it's not so much I wasn't going to do it. I would be hesitant to do it because in the back of my head, I would hear that, shh, you too quiet, you doing too much, you too loud, be quiet. Sometimes people would have to tell me, even as a teenager, especially, and even as a young adult, can you say what you said again? Can you speak up? I would speak and kind of mumble, and then I'd have to, speak louder, and then it would just make me get in my head. So I wanted to share that because I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person that has had things, people or certain things in your life that have occurred that have made you want to minimize or silence certain things that you are to use, that you're actually to use, not just for yourself, but for other people. And also, I was one of those people who just I was never going to be afraid. I'd be scared, but I was never going to let that stop me. If anything, that probably made me mad or that made me push harder, especially because I grew up in a house where my mother was always telling me I could do anything that I put my mind to. God had to have God first, but there was nothing that I couldn't do. So even when I felt pushback from people about things, and the very things that I was getting pushback for was supposed to be of use, in multiple ways that I didn't know of until now. I really kind of come into that at 40 years old, realizing that, that's where that came from, of me not wanting to speak and use my voice. I didn't like my voice. People made comments about it. People talked about it. People joked on me. I'd be in class reading stuff, and sometimes you get called on. I would be quick to do whatever my teachers asked, but there would be jokes and snickers and these name calling, just all kinds of stuff. Kids can be cruel, y'all. They really can. But I will say, I think that pushed me even the more, even if there was something I was afraid of. So coming before you today is something I really didn't see coming, but I would argue to say I did see it coming. And I think that's why today is such a special day for me. And I hope it's a special day for you all too. Another thing I want to say, just what to expect from the Inspiration Station. This is going to be a time of me to make sure that I'm definitely pouring into all of you. And matter of fact, as I'm saying that, make sure you are sharing this video out to as many people as you can. I don't care if it's your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, your colleagues, your church, your whole city, your whole state, your whole country, whatever that is. I don't care. You can even send this to the White House if you like to. Probably would need it more than anybody else. But anyhow, we're going to move right along on that. But what to expect from this is that if you're looking to be poured into, to be encouraged, to be motivated, to be inspired, not just inspired by hearing something, but inspired to do something, inspired to walk further in your purpose, to get up off of your my pastor always said, get off of your blessed assurance and make something happen. Because there's so many things in all of us that we might not be working in full capacity with. So to get inspired and stirred up to go do something, go make a change, go influence some people, go impact some people. And maybe that first person that's going to start with is doing that to yourself. There are also going to be some random things that are happening. I'm not going to just let the cat out the bag. Get some random things that you're going to see. I definitely going to be interviewing some people, many people that'll be coming on here, people you may not know, and maybe people that you see and know all the time are influenced by from a distance, that'll be on here that I'll be speaking with. What this is all about is not just us, me encouraging you and pushing you, motivating you, but it's also you learning from other people's lives and being able to look in the mirror, in a sense, and see bits and pieces of yourself in them. Also, this is going to allow you to be a little bit more open, honest, and vulnerable not only in this space, but also with yourself. And which would allow you to be a little bit more open, honest, and vulnerable with others as well. So this is going to be one of those things. If you're a caterpillar, you're definitely going to be a butterfly. You won't remain a caterpillar for long in here. So another thing I want to say, you cannot leave you guys without giving you a small snippet or a small nugget of something to carry on and take with you for this weekend, and to give you a little bit of a preview of what this will look like when you're just sitting with me. Because you're not just sitting with me, I think that you are shifting with me. You're not just sitting with me, but you are shifting with me. Anybody want to shift in here? If you feel like you want to shift, just say, I'm ready to shift in the comments to me. But yes, we're not just sitting in here, we're shifting in here. One thing I want to say is there is one thing I think it's from one of my books I put out, Joshology 1.0 or 2.0, whatever that is, whichever one it was. But I say, if you say you can, you will. If you say you can't, you won't. Either way, you're right. And I used to say that to myself, and I'm like, does that even, when I was writing, I was like, does that even make sense? Like, yeah, if you go around and say all the time that you can do something, then it's going to happen. It's just going to happen, because the more you say it, the more it's going to move you to action. It's going to move you to want to actually visibly see the thing that you keep speaking about, the things you keep thinking. You're going to think about it. It's going to be on your mind. So it's like, I got to do something with this. But if you say you won't, You wonder why you feel stuck. You wonder why you are just confused. You wonder why you are in a place of self sabotage. You wonder why you're in a place where you feel like everybody's going ahead of you and you're just last place, or you don't have any momentum of wanting to pick yourself up and do anything. It's like, well, what have I been saying about myself? Oh, well, I do keep saying that. Oh, I really would want to do that, but I don't have this, or I don't have that. Nah, I can't do that. That's too much. I'm gonna need this, that, and the other. And it's like, and you kept saying that, and that's exactly why things remain in the place that they are. Um, Quick story, I remember having a PE teacher in middle school. Her name was Miss Morrow, and she was a stickler for saying I can't. If you said that I can't, if you said I can't in her presence, you ran suicides, or she made you run around the gym until she told you to stop. And I will never forget. I don't know why I usually never said that, and plus, especially being in the presence of her, I knew not to say that. But I went to her, and she said, "Mr. Lennox, I need you to run this up to the office and then come on your way to your next class." And I was like, "I don't think I can make it all the way from the top floor back down to my class." I said, "I can't. I don't think I can do that. I can't do that." And she pulled her glasses down and looked at me, and she said, "Put your stuff down." I was like, "Oh," I said, "I can't." And she made me run the entire class. I was very respectful, a very respectful student. So if you asked me to do something, I did it. Except she asked me to do that, and I said I can't. And I ran the whole class. And when I was done, she literally came to me, and she said, after that, she said, "Now I'm surprised by you that you said that." She said, "Don't you ever let that come out of your mouth again, that you can't do anything." And it's like I wanted to have an attitude in the sense of like, "You lady, you done made me run all this time. Don't say nothing else to me." But what it taught me was to say, and I'm trying to think what she told me. She said, "It would be different if you said, 'I will try,' versus you saying, 'I can't,' because you forfeited before you even gave it a chance." So I was like, okay, I guess so. You mean to tell me you could have just told me that, and that could have been a nice pat on the back or something, and then just said, "Okay, Mr. Lenz, next time say you'll try." So what I'm telling you is that make sure you're watching what you say. Watch the words that you speak. It's not that you can't. Maybe you just need to try. And sometimes we say, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe I fail. Maybe it doesn't work out. I don't really think that that's the worst thing that can happen. I think the worst thing that can happen is that you don't even take a moment to bet on yourself to try. So think about that. Let that sit with you for just a moment. There was a song by Nas, the rapper Nas, and I remember there's a chorus to it that I think was called the chorus, and it was kids saying, and they said, "I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. I know I can be where I want to be." I know some of y'all remember this song. I'm not telling it wasn't that long ago, but I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. That just proves my point. If I speak it, I'm gonna see it. I'm trying not to go to church real quick, but y'all know it's the word. The word says, "Speak those things that are not as though they were." So I gotta see what I speak, and if I keep speaking it, that's exactly what I'm gonna get. So if I speak, I can't do it. It's not for me. Whatever. Well, then you're exactly right, and you stay in that mindset, you're gonna get exactly what you're speaking. So let's make sure that we're saying that we can. We'll try, or else you're gonna have to run some laps like Miss Lamar. I mean, it wasn't even laps, y'all. She made me run the whole class. I was so my calf muscles was so was so throbbing when I was done. But I learned never say that I can't, but I will at least try, give it a try. So let's make sure we're betting on ourselves too, y'all. It's not the worst thing. The worst thing that some of the dreams that you have, some of the visions that you have, some of the things that you think are so out of your reach. It's not the worst thing that can happen is not that you fail or that it won't work. The worst thing is that you didn't take a moment to bet on yourself to say, "Hey, I can bet on myself to at least give it a try." Um, Next thing I want to say is that people need what you have. Everything that's been deposited on the inside of you, you're too valuable to hold all that stuff to yourself. There's been too much investment and too much deposit of all those wonderful talents, gifts, visions, skills, abilities. I mean, ideas, thoughts, whatever it is that you possess, it's too much in you. People are literally waiting for you to show up, for them to get what they need. Some of you might be looking like, Josh, what are you talking about? People are waiting on me to show up. I don't have a big name. I don't have a platform. Maybe not yet, if that's what you want to believe. People are depending on what gifts and things. They're not for you to hold to yourself. People need what you have. I think about even what I'm doing right now. Again, I can't do this on my own. I'm doing this. I'm doing this with the Lord, of course. And what I'll say is, I can't keep this inside. And I love to encourage. I love to motivate and push people, and not only believe in them, but get them to believe in themselves. But if I was to keep that to myself, who am I robbing? Who am I stealing from? And then it's like, again, if you're not going to do what your purpose is, those things that you've been put here to purpose to do, don't be mad when you turn around and see somebody doing the exact thing you wanted to do. You see somebody else doing, and it's like, darn, I should have got up and moved. Well, why didn't you? So start thinking of yourself that way. There are people waiting on me to do what I'm supposed to do if I'm not already doing it. Because even if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do right now, that's not all. There's so many other things possibly in you that you want to pour out to people. Okay. I want you to think about this too. Go to the cookout with me for a minute, like in the summertime. If you play, I just have to be specific. I know I have all types of people watching of all colors, creeds, ethnicities, and backgrounds. But if you go to a black cookout, especially in the summertime, and I don't care if you got ribs in the corner, or you got a rib up to your mouth and a plate full of beans and potato salad and everything under you, a hot dog that's really burnt and look Cajun. If you hear Frankie Beverly and Maze play Before I Let Go, you're up off of your feet. If I've got anybody who's a witness, you can just say you ain't lying in the comments, but you're going to get up. If you play Cameo, Candy, people are going to get up. If you play the cha-cha slide somewhere, everybody's going to get up. And if I be very honest and very vulnerable, if you play Juveniles, back that thing up. If I hear that anywhere, I don't care where it is. I could be in the car, I can be at a park, I can be in somebody's house, I don't care. Wherever you play that and I hear that doom, 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 doom. There's no sitting still. It's just impossible. It's not going to happen. I'm up. So again, think about that. There's certain songs some of y'all are thinking about, or you might think about. You hear at the cookout, or even in your car, you hear a song and you're not. You got. It's going to make you move. It's going to make you get up. Why am I saying all of this? I want to say this because you are the song everybody's waiting to be played to get them to move. You are the song that everybody is waiting to be played to get them to move. Because when you show up, when people hear your voice, even when just people just see you, it causes people to want to it's going to cause movement in them. Play back that thing up, I'm up off my feet. Think about the things that you possess that you can give out that will cause people to move, cause them to get up to do something, cause them to get up to fight for something, cause them to get up to change for something. And maybe the song that you've been there, maybe that record that's been hid away somewhere and it's been collecting dust. And maybe it's time to pull yourself out of where you are and dust yourself off and get on that record player because people need to hear you, literally. Um, you know what, y'all? I just, I think that's something that's deep to me because, again, I think, again, sometimes you can forget how significant you are. Not in just what you do either. Not in just what you do, but who you are. Sometimes our value and worth has been recognized and acknowledged so much because of what we can do and provide to people. You overlook that you are enough just when you show up as yourself without having to have a tool belt or a toolkit ready to do something for somebody, ready to do something. Sometimes you just show up and that's enough. Sometimes your presence is just enough. Sometimes your smile is just enough before you do anything. So You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think, like I said, I'm not going to be before you long because this is just a preview. This is just a snippet to where we're going to be going with the Inspiration Station. I am so excited to be doing this. This is something brand new, never done before. And I'm very proud of myself and all of you. I hope that you're proud of yourselves because of the things that you all are going to be doing that you've never done before. And even if I could just recap again, make sure that you remember to watch what you say. If you say you can, you're going to do it. It's just going to happen. You got to keep saying it, keep speaking it, keep believing it, keep having faith, and take some leaps of faith. It's okay to do some things that are scary, things you've never done before. It's okay to do things that make you just, your knees knock just a little bit because you're more courageous than you think you are. You have more courage in you than you probably would ever even imagine. You're more of a fighter than you think you are. You've been through too much in your life to get to this very moment to cower down or back down from challenges or back down from things you've never encountered before. You're greater than that. You're greater than that. And let me say this too. No, again, nobody else in the world is you. And that says a lot. Nobody else has your fingerprint. Nobody laughs exactly like you do. Some people might come close, but nobody laughs like you do. Nobody makes other people feel the way that you do, like you do. Um, I hope that just made sense. I don't think that made sense. What I was trying to say is no one else has a way. I'll say no one else can touch people the way that you can. Just don't forget it. Sometimes it's easy to you forget to reflect back over your lives and remember really how valuable and worthy you are. And it's not because of all the things you've done and performed and given. It's just who you are to the core of the person, the core of who you are as a person. So don't forget to, you are needed greatly and people need you. They're waiting for you to show up. There are people you've never even seen before, never even heard, never even come into their presence with that are waiting for you to say, I'm going to decide to make sure that I am leaving this earth empty. Everything that I'm supposed to do, I'm going to do it. I don't care how late it is, how late you think it ain't late because you're still alive. You're still here. So guess what? You still got a job to do. And it's okay to give yourself space for grace, but we're not going to have excuses. It's okay to give yourself some space for grace, but we're not taking any excuses. You're too great for that. You're too great for that. And if that's something you have to remind, if that's something as maybe you all have needed, some of you all have needed that push to be like, I kind of got a responsibility. If I'm not already doing so, I got a responsibility to make sure I leave everything. What the people say, leave it on the floor. Give it your all and do your best. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just be consistent. Be faithful. Be faithful to whatever it is that you want to do and whatever you want to give to people. Michael Jackson said it best, y'all. Y'all know I say Mike. I love Michael, but I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message has been any clearer. If you want to make this world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. And the change could be so small. It could just be your mindset. And again, I don't know why I'm saying this, but what are you afraid of? What are you scared of? There's so many things on the other side of being scared. Ask me, I know. I know. And guess what? So do you. You just forget about all of those times that you pulled it together and fought past whatever that fear was or what had you feeling like it was impossible to do. You've done it before. And you're gonna do it again. No, I'm not trying to quote Ty Tribbett. If you've done it before, you can do it again. But hey, if you've done it before, you can do it again. This is just at another level. And if I be a very transparent before I let you guys go, doing this is not comfortable for me at all. But it's necessary. And guess what it does? It makes me be challenged to be even better than I ever have been before and to do something I've never done before, knowing that this is yet another thing that is new. And I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to get better at it. And it took faith. It took a leap of faith and belief in myself. Just as much as all of you need to do the same thing. there is comfort in being uncomfortable. And one thing about me and anybody who knows me, I will do something that makes me uncomfortable. I will do something that's just like, I don't know, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I will do that. I don't know, some I don't know, some courage I've always had as a kid. I will do it anyway. Scared, don't know how it's gonna work, don't know how the outcome is gonna be. I'll do it. I will do it. I will do it and give it everything that I got. Don't have to be perfect. Just be present. Be present. So, y'all, that's all I really have on this wonderful Friday evening. As I said, I hope that you all got something from it. Let me know if you did in the comments and things of that nature. I hope that everybody has had an amazing time here with me, and I'm looking forward to continuing to do this. Will be same time next Friday at 7 Eastern time. The time zones jack me up a little bit, but I know them well. Just got to think about it. But yes. And the one other thing before I let you guys go, I just want to say, make sure you share this. Be used to this because I'm coming. I'm coming. One thing I love to do is encourage, and know this. I think a lot of people who are great encouragers, I know the great level of discouragement. Those who are people who love so hard and give so hard, they know what it's like to be hurt tremendously, heartbroken tremendously. Uh, so again, I want you to kind of just think about the things in yours, kind of see the polarity in that, even in your life. What are you so great at giving people, and what might be the other side of that? Because again, if you do love to encourage, and that's something that's a gift of yours, or you love to lift people up, you know very well what it's like to be. I don't want to say beat down, but you know what it's like to be maybe knocked down, or just to be, excuse me, severely discouraged. However, on the flip side of this, I want to thank all of you all for coming out tonight. And I definitely look forward to doing this more and more and more as I continue to step out on faith, as I'm encouraging all of you to do the same thing. And as if you don't remember nothing else tonight, just remember there are people waiting for you to show up. There are people waiting for you to show, and we don't have time for fear. We don't have time for. I think I used to be that person too. Sometimes I would sit just for a moment and I say, "Well, I'd be asked to do stuff, and I'm like, I ain't never done that before. But I need this. I probably need that. Well, I need a background in this." Some things I'm glad I'm remembering to say. I was going to say this a few minutes ago. I'm glad I'm remembering to say it now. Sometimes you're going to get into certain capacities or positions that you have no experience in visibly. But once you arrive, or once you show up and you take the challenge, take the risk, take the leap of faith, you'd be surprised at things that are in you that you don't even know about, that start to unravel and start to come out. Plenty of times I've seen myself in my head, I will still do it. It's a lot of things I've done that I've never done before, never had experience with. And it's amazing because then when I get into whatever position that was or capacity, people thought I was doing it for years. Oh my God, da 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 da. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. But then there would be some things that would ignite in me. And I see pieces and parts of myself come out that I've never seen before. And I'm like, I can't make this up, but I never even knew I could think like that. I never knew I could move like that. I never knew I could strategize like this. Uh, I never knew I could do this. So there are things in you, there are certain things in certain places or certain capacities and positions that are probably calling out to you, and you're probably like, oh, but I ain't got this, I ain't got that, I ain't got this. You might want to go ahead and take a step, especially if it's tugging at you, because you get into that position and there's some things that are going to unravel and open up for you. So I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. I definitely look forward to be on the lookout for this. Make sure you, again, I want to appreciate on love on all of you. I love all of you on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I hope that you gathered some things. Hope you have some things added to your tool belt. I hope you feel encouraged. And I hope you also feel inspired, not just because of what you heard, but also inspired to make some movement. Well, if without a further ado, I just want to say the last thing is that remember that you've always been great. You're just getting better. You've always been great. You're just getting better. All right, y'all. Much love to you. Have a wonderful rest of this Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for watching The Inspiration Station with Joshua Lenox. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.